Why don't you be reasonable, Helen?
I will. I'm going to have a drink.
That isn't necessary.
Mind your own business.
You'll nip yourself to death someday.
Bartender, double scotch.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Do I bore you?
Somewhat.
Very pretty girl, Gina.
Yes, we grew up together.
You might have found time to call me. Philadelphia isn't the end of the world.
I didn't want to.
Thanks. That was nice of you.
I wanted time to think.
How convenient. Men are like that. They want all the conveniences and none of the difficulties. What did you think about the life and times of Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky? Or did you...
I thought about us.
Oh, you expect me to believe...
I don't care whether you believe it or not.
I'd like to slap your face.
Why don't you try it?
Oh, what's the use? Come on, let's get out of here. I'm tired of quarrels.
It's not my doing. I didn't want it.
Did you think you could go off for months, never call, never write, and come back to find me hanging in your clothes closet, like a suit you might put on someday a year from now? Oh, Paul. What's a woman good for if she's no use to anyone?
I owe you a great deal.
Give it to charity. I'm one of those women that simply must have some man to devote her life to. Let me help you in the small, foolish ways I can. I'll live without the grand opera love is supposed to be. But don't close me out of your life. You've got talent. You have something solid to hang on to, no matter what happens in your personal life. Oh, I envy you.
You're married, Helen.
We're both old enough to vote.
Makes me laugh how much we're alike. This sparring around like two wrestlers looking for a hold.
At times, a sense of humor is welcome. We don't laugh enough. That's our trouble. It's your fault. I think you were born angry. I don't like angry people. You know that?
Evidently, you don't think so much of me.
I love you, so I don't care what I think of you. Just let me be myself, Paul. Put me in your pocket. Take me in your life. That's all I ask.
Helen, you've got me half crazy. I don't understand you at all.
I'm an experience you should have. Boré, no longer Paul Boré. Famous enough to be distinguished by a last name. Eifert, Caruso, Garbo, Gable, Boré. A concert at the Philharmonic, swept by the storm of melody and the vision of Paul. Gina breaking under the drive of the music and her own tension. In love and knowing she had lost Paul. And Mrs. Boré, aware of the danger to her son and the tightening network of the Helen Wright relationship. And Paul on stage, living, needing, and almost hating the urgent sweep of the music. And myself, smugly the victor. Then the burst of deafening applause, and the concert was over. Paul was with his family in his dressing room.
Amazing. Wonderful, wonderful.
They liked you, Paul. They liked you. The applause.
May I come in?
Of course. Mom, I want you to meet Mrs. Wright.
How do you do, Miss Wright?
How do you do?
My father.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you. Paul's told us all about you.
Has he? He speaks of you very often.
Remember the cigarette case, Mama? Mrs. Wright sent it, remember?
I've always wanted to meet you and your husband.
I'm sorry. He couldn't come tonight.
Pop, will you do me a favor?
Huh?
Get a cab for you and Mom. There's a stand just outside.
Sure, Paul.
You're not coming with us, Paul?
No, I have to see Bauer.
Bauer?
See you later, Mom.
Yes.
Goodbye, Mrs. Boré.
Goodbye, Mrs. Wright.
You knew I'd see you later. Why did you come to the dressing room?
Why not? Haven't I any right to share the family joys? Or perhaps I'm not supposed to be part of the family.
Don't be coy. It doesn't look well on you.
I'm not trying to be coy.
There's another word for it. Come on.
I like your mother.
Don't make me laugh.
All right, I'm sorry. A woman has a right to be difficult from time to time. Some of the greatest women in history, they say, have been difficult. Starting with Cleopatra. It's the trademark of the species. I said I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. Let's walk up the street.
Thanks for inviting me. Paul, do you think I want things to happen this way? I don't know why they happen. I never pretended. I never said I was placid. I'm a demanding woman, a jealous woman, a possessive woman. I never had to share anything with anyone. Look in the store window, those wax dummies. They're beautiful and calm. They'll never offend your pride or hurt your ego. They're so easy to handle. But they're dummies.
Let's keep walking.
No, listen to me. What can they give you? Convenience? Convenience is a slow poison. You'll have to learn that along with your music and the other articles of a full life. I've been married twice before. Not bad men, but they wanted dummies. They thought a woman was a glorified confection, a box of candy to which you help yourself when you're in the mood.
Helen.
No, I'm not finished yet. I'm not a dummy. I'm apt to be very troublesome sometimes. The woman who isn't worth her salt. You came into my life an year of chaos. I was sick, disgusted, beaten by a whole mess of circumstances. You took me out of that mess and gave me shape, purpose. You gave my whole life a focus. Something to work for and believe in.
Outside of my music, I guess I'm a pretty ordinary package. Helen, I love you more than anything in this world.
Part of success is where you live and how you live. Paul moved to new quarters, nothing less than a penthouse. He furnished it with the best that money could buy, and he attempted to show me how much he loved me by displaying my photographs in every corner of the apartment. Then his family visited him.
Mama.
Mom, look at that. See the river? I get the sea breeze up here.
An eagle's nest.
Well, what do you think, Mom?
It's nice. Where did you get the drapes?
Mrs. Wright picked them out. You approve?
They're nice drapes.
A mile high. The people look like ants in the street.
Is this silver on the sideboard?
No, it's pewter.
Where did you buy them?
Oh, that woman. Come on. I'll show you the bedroom. You don't like this arrangement, do you?
Frankly?
Come on now. We went all through that, Mom. You know why I wanted my own place. I need a place where I can work, think, practice.
What was the matter with your room at home? Couldn't you practice there?
I'm not a kid anymore, Mom.
No.
Mom, what do you think you'll find in that drawer?
What I found everywhere else in this apartment. Mrs. Wright's picture.
Oh, Mom, I can't take this seriously.
Someone has to. You don't know what you're doing.
Don't be old-fashioned.
There's no shame in that. I know what I believe in. It's your life. Remember, I told you.
All right. I'm in love with her. Is that what you want me to say?
With a married woman? Do you know what she is? Married, divorced, married again, divorced again and again. Well, there's something wrong with people like that. They have no roots. They have nothing. They're empty.
You don't know what you're saying.
Don't I? You don't have a corner on wisdom, Paul. I haven't lived for nothing. I'm not a fool. I tell you, they're hollow people, floating, aimless. Maybe it isn't her fault, but what can another marriage mean to her? Husband number 4.
You never gave her a chance. You never liked her. You didn't even try to understand her. You have no right to talk about her that way.
Do I have to wait for your permission to speak?
Don't try to tell me what to do.
You...
Mom.
Goodbye, Paul.